Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Fix It Up Jack. Today's project, we're going to be putting some Cerakote on these exhaust manifolds for the 1967 AMC Marlin. As you know, we did some powder coat. Even at this moment, I have some valve covers curing in the oven. But you can't put powder coat on an exhaust manifold, it'd just melt away. So today we're going to be doing Cerakote. We'll do a little unboxing video and I'll show you how to do the application. Stick around. Thanks. Okay, so what we have here are the left and right exhaust manifolds for the 1967 AMC Marlin, including the heat shields that protect your spark plugs and spark plug wires. Everything's been sandblasted and pre-baked in the oven to get any contaminants out. The heat shields were sandblasted, and then I put them in my tumbler. And so everything is clean and ready to go. So over here in the Cerakote box, when you open it up, they do a really good job of including everything that you need. So I chose to go with titanium. I thought I wanted something that would be light and have a metallic look to it, but maybe a little bit unique. Something that would stand out to your eye down there in the engine bay. It comes with your strainer for putting into your spray gun when you're ready. And then it comes with this little syringe that has the hardener already in it. The Part B catalyst. And in the instructions, it comes with this handy little manual, and it will tell you the exact ratio. And of course, as with anything like this, getting the ratios exactly right is very important, which is why I would suggest having some small scientific type beakers available so that you can do the mixing accurately. All right, I think my valve covers are just about done. So let me get those out of the oven and we'll get to the Cerakoting right after this. Hi folks, welcome back. As you can see by my breath, it's a cold day out here. It's a new day. I got a fire going in the fireplace, split some wood, it's drying out. And as soon as we get some heat in this shop, we can start on our Cerakoting project. To begin, I've pre-racked all of the parts and set them up in the oven as they will go for their curing process. You can see here, well, you can see the oven is dead cold. I just have everything mocked up here. I have the heat shields hanging in a way that they won't be obstructed. And I've got the exhaust manifolds wired down to the oven rack so that they won't tip or shift as I'm taking the racks in and out. They're a little bit imbalanced. They kind of want to rock over, and so I want to stop that from happening. So I've actually wired them down tight so that they can't shift or tip while I'm loading in and out. Obviously, you don't want to touch anything. Once you've put a fingerprint or brushed against the coating, You kind of have to start from scratch. That's the Cerakote instructions say you absolutely must wash everything off with acetone back down to the clear metal and start spraying again from scratch. These coatings go on so thin that there's really no way to touch it up once you have a blemish in it. So you want to be real careful, have everything prepped out real good, ready to just spray and straight into the oven with no touching, no fingerprints, no bumping. You don't want it to shift over and wipe along the side here or anything as it's coming in and out. As you can see, my clearances are very tight, but I think everything is set up very well so that the spark plug heat shields won't make any contact. They're hanging up, they go in and out nice and easy. Same with the exhaust manifolds, and that way I can get everything into one baking cycle. The Cerakote instructions call out for 1 hour at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for metal parts. So that's what we'll be doing. Yesterday, I couldn't find my other detail sprayer, so I made a quick trip to Harbor Freight and got myself a new detail sprayer. Being able to have the smaller capacity and the smaller spray pattern is going to be very helpful for doing these Cerakote parts. I of course have my nice Iwata gun here, but I think the capacity would just be too large. The spray pattern would be too large to have a good controlled spray for these smaller Cerakote parts. Remember, this film is going on to like I think the instruction books say 0.0005 inches. So you're talking half of a 10,000th, right? So super thin coating. That's why you can use it on sensitive parts that are close fitting and stuff. It's a preferred coating in the firearms industry where tolerances are absolutely minuscule. You can put this Cerakote on. It goes on super thin and won't interfere with the fit of your parts. So here, the Cerakote comes with what they call a training manual, which I think is great because they know that a lot of you guys will be doing this in your home shop, perhaps for the first time. It's a really great manual. They walk you through parts prep, racking, all of that kind of stuff, gassing out, and mixtures. You have several options to get different finishes, you know, from a flat to a matte, semi-gloss. They have suggestions on different quantities for the sizes of parts, and they really walk you through the process very good. Here's where you see I was saying you can use Cerakote on a lot of different substrates as opposed to plastic, as opposed to powder coat, which really has to cook so hot that it could melt things like plastic, polymer, you know, scorcher wood, things like that. The Cerakote kind of is more of like a catalyzed resin, so it will sort of cure on its own, but certainly the heat helps speed up that process and give a better finish, a more durable finish. So you can see here, metal, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 hour. That'll be what we use for these exhaust manifolds, and that should be sufficient for a good finish that can endure the heat of the exhaust side. Okay, so as soon as we get things up to temp, I will show you the mixing process. We'll load up the gun and we'll do the spray out. Okay, the shop's warm. I've pulled the racks out. Everything's set up, cleaned up, ready to shoot. I've got good lighting all around. I've got my heat shields hung up where they're going to be easily accessible and easy to spray from all sides. I got natural lighting, I've got halogen lighting, and even though this Cerakote is extremely thin, I am going to take the added insurance of applying some of these silicone boots just to make sure I don't have unnecessary buildup on the threads that might cause it to be difficult to apply the nuts later. Otherwise, all the bolt holes are clear. The coating should not be an issue. So we'll go ahead and shoot these and get them in a bake cycle. I have all my parts laid out here. I've gone with the titanium. I've been shaking it and mixing it for several minutes now. And for this project, I've determined that about 90 milliliters should be about the right amount to cover all of these parts without mixing too much, without being wasteful. And that'll leave me about 30 milliliters to do another project later if I have something else that I can use the titanium on. So I will use this 50 milliliter cylinder so that I can accurately measure out the 90 to transfer into this beaker here. And then, as I said before, the catalyst is marked out very nicely. Reading the instructions, I know that I want to use about 5 milliliters of catalyst to go with my 90 milliliters of the titanium. That should be right down the middle for that 18:1 ratio that seems to be like the best ratio for this project. So I'll set up the camera and I'll get to mixing. The instructions are very clear about agitating and shaking this product very often because of the metallic flakes in it. They settle very quickly, so you always want to keep it moving. Once we mix this with the catalyst, it does say that we have 2 hours open time, hot or cold. Okay, before it goes in the oven, you can see I got really good coverage, and I think it's going to be a really nice titanium look on these pieces. So let's go ahead and get this rack in the oven. Quick interlude here. I've finished all my spray work. I did my exhaust components, plus a couple other personal items. And I just wanted to show that not only did I never use the rest of what was in the beaker there, I wanted to pop open the spray gun before we clean up, and let's see how much material we actually used. Okay, you can see there's actually quite a bit left in the spray cup there. Now let's see, this has been mixed. What's in the spray cup has been mixed, but so has the stuff in the beaker. So let's combine it and see, out of the 90 milliliters, how much do we have left? Okay, so that empties out the gun. And if we look here, let's see. What do we have left in there? It looks to be over 50 milliliters. So I mixed almost twice as much as what I actually needed. And I did a few extra projects. And I made sure to apply liberally. So, again, that's just to go ahead and say that when you see like the 4-ounce kit, that actually goes a really long way. 4 ounces doesn't sound like much, but you can get quite a bit sprayed out of that 4 ounces. On one of the first projects I did, I only mixed 1 ounce. I still have 3 ounces left over. Even off of that 1 ounce, I only used maybe a quarter to a half of that ounce to spray a whole project. So, and it came out really nice. So I can tell you, it seems expensive. It seems like a tiny quantity, but it really does go a long way. Okay, the 1 hour time period is up. You can see I just shut off the oven. Temperature's coming down. And here's our finished results right here. Now it's a pretty subtle look for a pair of exhaust manifolds. But you know, you don't need anything too flashy down there. Of course, all the fancy stuff will be up on top with the intake and the carburetor. But there you have it. Those are coated and ready to go on the project car. Hey, thanks for sticking around, guys. This has been a fun project. As always, you know, I just want to inspire you guys to see that all of this stuff is possible from a DIY perspective. Nothing is overly complicated or impossible. You just read the instructions, follow along, do your best, and you can get some good results at home without breaking the bank. You know, going to custom coating places where they're going to charge you an arm and a leg to get this kind of work done. So there you have it. Take care. Thanks for sticking around. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow along with Fix It Up Jack on all the platforms, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks.